that. Love, man.
Hove, I got
Congratulations too.
Thank
Congratulations on an amazing album, Khaled. People think it's easy. It's not easy to pull these people together and get greatness out of them, and you know you deal with so many egos, and because everybody want to be the best, and everybody's trying to whatever it is, but to it's an amazing display of unity. um, it feels like an all-star game when these albums come out. It's like a beautiful time for the culture. Everybody's tapped in and tuned in. No matter what they tell you, they all tapped in, they all tuned in, and everybody want to be on them joints too. Believe that.
Man, I appreciate that, brother. Nah, man, what you did was something, when my first reaction when I got the verse, just playing the record for you that day was you giving me the time and cracking it. I'm just gonna tell it in real time, people. The man walked in there with champagne, what I'm saying? The music was playing, the cigar got lit, a bottle got cracked open, and the vibe started happening. I don't know if I got a chance to tell the story, but I seen a clip of Guru saying you knocked that shit out in one verse. And I was saying to myself, I remember when Hove hit us, he was like, yo, get studio at blah, blah, blah. Make sure Guru's there. I got to catch the helicopter at 8. I'm going to probably show up around 7.
Yeah, but I
And
was cheating. Gu ain't tell that part. Gu ain't tell that part. So while we was waiting for you to send the beat, he was just playing the beat inside the control room. So I was going through it a couple times. Uh, I was going through it a couple times while I was waiting for the and I was just rapping over like any part. It just kept looping and like drops was happening in the wrong place.
I
And
know.
so I just yeah. I think I sent it to you like that, right? I don't know.
Like that.
I'm not sure.
So Hove rapped over the hook, the breaks, because Guru was waiting for me to send the
Yeah,
instrumental. When you sent it back, I was
yeah,
like, this man rapping over the hook.
yeah. So so I cheated a couple times before I went in the booth. But I was saying it inside the control room, and then so when I went in the booth, it was pretty much a done deal.
Hove, if I may just get into the verse, because me, myself, Guru, my man Frazier, we all kind of talking about the verse, and what I kind of got out of it, just remembering in the early days of hip hop and how we've always been aspirational as a culture, and in our music, even thinking about early records like Special Ed, I Got It Made was so aspirational, like right. Guru pointed out just to own a percent, you know what I'm saying? Like that's all we wanted, or a Honda scooter or something like that. And your verse to me, and if I'm off base, tell me, is it, obviously we still have aspirations, but it's so much about actualization. And you're obviously telling your story, but I think it's hip hop story as well of how we grew and the bar and the level has been raised. Is that reading too much into it, or was that what you were going for?
No, 100%. No, 100%. It's like, first of all, you got to remember, hip hop was demonized when we first came out, and then we were underestimated, right? Like Khaled said, they didn't believe in us. And remember, hip hop was a fad. I mean, you do your history. Like, there was a whole thing where it was like this music is a fad, is blah 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 blah. And then after they couldn't get rid of us, they demonized us and they start like driving tractors over our CDs and things like that. This is all history. So this for me feels like the end where the villain survives, doesn't go to jail, but gets to pop more shit. So it's like it's that feeling. I don't know if we've ever felt, or ever been vocalized in this way, and it be all true. That the thing that makes me most proud of everything, every word I said in that thing is actual fact. Um, which is, that for me is it's a challenging thing to do. Like to rap that long and every single bar is just like actual fact. And as far as like hip hop, the idea of, rest in peace Tilo. Like that's Tata's brother, Trance. Like and then like uh, a lot of fallen soldiers. That's Biggie. That's Pop. uh, kicking snow off of frozen Tim. That's people that go unnamed that you guys don't know about. You know, like it's so much in my life in there. And then it's like the way I connect overseas. You know, Caddy. You know, Caddy's story. I guess he could tell it on his own. You know, like just that how powerful the music is, the reach of the music, and um, you know where we come. So yeah, yeah. You're 100% on point.
Word. Do you ever get to a point, and obviously, right, this has been your story, but what makes now the right time to say, like, there's things, and even Guru said it, and him knowing you, there's things on this record that maybe he thought you'd never say, or, you know, that you haven't said before, or things that you revealed, and some of it is like a dog whistle. What makes now the right time, and do you self censor, or like, or sometimes do you come up with something and you be like, you know what, that's too much, let me save that for later.
Yeah, because it's been 30 years.
Yeah, yeah. No, I don't think I've, you know, I don't know if I self censor. I'm aware of the timing of things. Um, I think that you know, again, some of these things are out of my control. You know, it's just the way the world works and the universe works. You know, just you know, Cali came at this specific time. You know, there's things. There's sometimes I like a beat, or you know, I like a song and the timing ain't right, or you know, yeah, you know, the timing is right and I don't like a song. You know, it's just it's so much that goes into like um, getting these things done these days. I have lot of things on my plate, so sometimes it's just out of my control. It just was the right time, right place, um, you know, right space in life, um, you know, and it just happened. It's just this is just magic. It's really out of our control.
Last question, and just because I mean this is Khaled's moment, right? There's the God Diz moment. Obviously, you were such a major part of that, but so many artists were a part of that. A lyric like, you know, when you start going into how many billionaires can come from Hove's crib. You know, I count three: me, Ye, and Ree, and Bron. Technically, right? It makes me think. It makes me go back to when you did the Drake verse and said, "I made more millionaires than the Lotto did," and that was a flex. And maybe that was about 10 years ago at this point. Like, can you talk about the evolution of not just getting it for yourself, but being able to get it for other people around you, and make other people, put other people in position, and really in the span of 10 years, going from being able to say millions on a rap record to now saying billionaires.
Yeah, and we're not gonna stop. You know, this the hip hop is young. We still growing, and we're not falling for that technology, whatever you know this public puts out there now. That you know, before was the American dream: pull yourself out of bootstraps, and you can make yourself, you can make it in America. All these lies that America told us our whole life. Um, and then when we start getting it, they try to lock us out of it. They start inventing words like you know, capitalist and you know things like that. I mean, you know, we've been called nigger and monkeys and shit. I don't care. Those words y'all come up with, y'all got to come up with stronger words. When I say y'all, I'm not talking about you. The words they come up with, they got to come up with stronger words. We're not going to stop. We're not going to be tricked out of our position. Y'all locked us out. Y'all created a system that, you know, doesn't include us. We said, fine. We went our alternate route. We created this music. We did our thing. You know, we hustled. We fucking killed ourselves to get to this space. And, you know, now it's like, you know, eat the rich and think, man, we're not stopping. So that evolution is, you know, from us, you know, we came from selling 7 records and selling records out our trunk, and you know, no radio play. And I think Reasonable Doubt did 36,000 the first week or something like that. I may be adding a little to it. You know, so you know, I come from Marcy Projects. In my first house, 615 Lexington Avenue. My grandmother's house, 7 families lived. Like she has 7 kids. My mother and you know my parents and siblings lived in that house. My aunt Nisi lived in that house. Hootie lived in that house. Butchie lived in the basement. I mean, this is one house. I went back to that house. I did an interview with Oprah, and I couldn't believe how small this house was. That all of us lived in that house. So again, that evolution that you speak of, it's just real and it's happening in real time, and I'm talking about it. And you know, we're not going to stop, and we're not going to stop talking about it. You're not going to trick us out of and make us feel ashamed to be successful in a place that, you know, set up a system for us to be dead at 21. No, no, sir, no,
That's
not
right.
us.
Jay, we gave him his flowers earlier, but I just wanted to acknowledge Ari in the room for that amazing piece that he did on your verse.
Yeah, Ari, that was an amazing piece. You know, I appreciate that. You know, again, you know, in the verse I say, my only goal is to make a real feel seen. You know, and you know when somebody break it down in that way, you know, we all feel seen. And it wasn't me. You know, I got calls from everybody like, man, we needed that right there, or that was amazing, or Ferg hit me up like, we needed that right there, like so people to articulate and understand what we're going through. You know. Um, so that was amazing job.
I'm honored to be listening to you. It's crazy, and I'll just say one thing. What we mentioned earlier, uh, before you joined, Colin and everybody, one person was asking about, well, do you write this in a day? And I was saying I've been listening to you guys my whole life. Your work and the work of hip hop artists who've explained the real stories and history that wasn't always in the history books is why I did civil rights law, and then now I do journalism. And so you've been teaching people for so long, and as we explored there's people who don't listen, which is why you get that Mike Wallace moment. But when we, as a team, and I work with a team in my group at the MSNBC, when we write something like that and we go through the archives and we look through what you're doing, we're drawing on years of listening to you. So it's like it's an honor to be up here just listening to you tonight. But you laid it all out. You've laid it out before, where the hammer's rung, the news cameras never come, and the stories that are not only systematically ignored, they're lied on, and that ruins people's lives. And the last thing I'll say, and then I'll get back to y'all, the way you showed through your life and other people's lives the arbitrary moving on either side of the law. The laws keep changing. The laws are enforced in
Hmm.
racist ways. The way you show your life, you've been moving in and out of that way. I don't understand it all. I'm just learning. I'm listening. But the way you expose that, and I wonder for years whether people will study this verse and fully understand the poetry is as impressive as the life. It's an autobiography of a life story of achievement against the odds. It's extraordinary. Thank you for having me today.
Good man, appreciate that.
Wow, I'm gonna always have smoke for them. Callie, where we at, Cal? How you feeling, Cal? This the most quiet Cal been
Yo,
since we
Khaled.
started this thing. I think he's speechless. What's going on? Well, we'll wait for Callie to get
I
back.
Hit
said,
mute,
I
got to
said,
hit mute.
Rob, I said, when the God is on, you listen. You don't
Nah,
interrupt. You let everything come clear and clarity. You listen. When the God is on, you listen, Rob. And that's what I was doing. Yo,
Yes,
yo,
sir.
man, I appreciate you, man. There's no words that, what I'm saying, all I'm gonna do is Um, you know, every time I see you, when I'm not around you, you're my idol, you're my brother, you're my friend, and I appreciate you what you did for us on this record and what you've been doing for us. And we all screaming Hove did, you know what I'm saying? Because Hove did for real. And it's just important people know that, man, because you fight for us all the time. And we love that and we appreciate you. And just keep inspiring us, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
oh, man, and he's nice. Is there a favorite on this album or some because there's so much, but when you first heard it, obviously God did stood out to you. Was there something else on the album that just kind of blew you away or
Yeah,
made you feel
yeah,
so connected?
yeah. Definitely. I felt like no, see, I don't know if Tyler told that story, but he played me the Drake No Secret. I was like, man, I gotta open it. That it just
Mm-hmm.
set the right tone and vibe. Um, and then that big time joint, the pockets that little baby was catching on that, like he caught like I don't even know how many pockets, but he just kept switching. Um, obviously I messed with that Dirk record. 21 Savage is amazing. Um, that Kiss record is so hard. Khaled had a whole whole vibe. He may want to revisit that later, a remix. But
Yeah,
that
yeah.
the Kiss record,
Don't worry about that. But yeah, you're right. I gotta tell him, man. I gotta tell him because I had a whole vibe and I felt like what we did today. I mean, put on the album, what we put out was so perfect, but it inspired other vibes too. You know what I'm saying?
Or
yeah, that,
Cal, was there any more to the Drake record? No Secret, just setting it up because I remember you played it. You didn't tell
So
me what was playing,
what
and
happened
the way
was,
it just led in was a perfect intro. But I wondered if there was more.
yeah. So Drake was at my crib and we was having dinner, and then I played him my album in my studio, and I played him. God did without no drums, with no raps, nothing on it. Just God did the chords and Friday. That's it. And I told him like, this is probably gonna be my intro, and he's like, yo, you should put that on your album trailer. So when I announced God did, I put the music in the album trailer, and it was just the music. It was just the chords and the God did Friday singing it. And when I seen everybody that loved it and it was so infectious, just like they loved the title, I already said in my head before I even put it on the trailer that I was going to make it into a song. But I wanted to, be inspired and feel the feeling. So boom, he played me No Secret. And he's like, yo, I'm going to finish this shit up. I was like, nah, I want it just like that. I want to fade this shit out. I want to fade it out. And if there's a longer version that comes later, let it come later. I just want that part and do a fade out. And then I started working on God Did. And then, you see what happened. God did. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it turned into something beautiful. So the way the album started is like been a dream of mine from the beginning of my career, meaning as in there's only certain albums that start like that. Like with a Hove, saying Wayne Ross and a Drake. And then after that, you got the M and then the Ye and the Dre, and then you go into Big Time, and then after Big Time, you go into Dirt. There's only certain, for me as a fan of hip hop, there's only certain albums that start like that. You know what I'm saying? I felt like when I dropped that track list, it was like, oh no, this is God did. Without even hearing it, when they seen the track list, I knew that the fans would see that and say, oh no, this God did. And that's what's happening right now.
Yeah, it's amazing, man. I'll be remiss. I want to ask you about one record that I think is special as well. He's no longer here with us. He's a young man, talented young man who I had the pleasure of documenting and interviewing and working with, Juice WRLD, who has since left us and rest in power. But there's a maybe a divine or a spiritual story of how that record
Yeah.
just
So,
came together and ended up on this album, right?
so I'm in the backyard of my crib. I'm by myself. I'm in the backyard, just chilling, and I get a text from Bibby. And Bibby said, I heard you work on your album. God did. I said, yeah. And he sent an MP3 immediately. So I didn't get a chance to reply yet. So I listened to it on my phone and I started looking around like, am I bugging? Am I tripping right now? So I immediately ran to my laptop, had a little setup outside because I was in my last minute magic mode for the album. I hook up, I airdrop the song into my laptop to play in my speakers. And Juice WRLD made a song talking about DJ Khaled, another one, and We the Best. Not a verse, a whole song. I'm looking around like, what the fuck is going on? I felt like Juice WRLD was in my studio, recorded that. Bibby could have sent me that on Khaled, my last album that came out last year. No, this is God did. He sent it when I made God did. Juice WRLD did. Like, I don't know what to tell you, bro. I can't make this shit up if I wanted to. Like,
Uh,
it really was special. Like, and to hear it, the young king Juice WRLD said he made a whole song about DJ Khaled, another one, and We the Best. That's like Come on, bro. That's like it's fucking unbelievable. Like so, shout out to Chicago, shout out to Bibby, shout out to Juice WRLD's family, shout out to Juice WRLD and Juice WRLD's fans. It was really special, man, and that's why I keep expressing to y'all this is God did. Not just God did the album. No, this is God did.
Right. No, I absolutely, man. Rest the power to Juice WRLD.
You talk the whole, you see what's going on? Now you talking about Juice WRLD, like now like what do you want me to do? Like this shit don't happen. Like
Yo, asking for a friend, Cal, and then we're gonna open it up. But
be careful what you ask for your friends to
li-
do. They can set you up.
listen,
They can set you up.
but
They can
but
set listen, they can set you up. You ain't hear Joel Santana? Loyalty is great, but stupidity is like, don't fall for the trap because I got the answer.
nah, check
I
it.
got the fucking answer.
I just want
I
to know.
got the fucking answer.
I
Say
just
it.
want to know. I
I
just
want you to say it because you
look.
you starting off talking about I got a friend that want me to. That's that. I got a friend. Do you want to say it? Cause say it. Cause I'm ready. This God did.
he re- he
I ain't
ready
no
for
like yo
war.
yo Markman,
Listen,
Rob Markman. This DJ Khaled. I ain't one of these guys. I want
listen,
Come on, this
listen,
God did. Go. Let's
listen.
go.
All I wanted to know was how does one go about clearing Eddie Murphy Party All the Time, man? Because that's such a classic record that you did. That's all I wanted. You was ready for the smoke. I just
Okay.
want to know
And I
Quavo
ain't ready.
Takeoff
No,
Party.
no, Rob. I ain't ready for smoke. I'm ready for everything. Cause that you got to stay ready. Cause you know what I learned about doing God's work. When you do God's work, let me tell you something before I answer that question. No. Because we got to talk about this because I want the young world to hear me and feel me. You know what? I always looked up as like a Hove or Obama or fucking Michael Jackson or Michael Jordan or King James. I'm talking about the greats, right? And I don't know about you, I study them and I've been inspired by them. And what I realize is when you make it and you on top of that mountain, everybody want to come at you. But with guys like that, they don't move backwards in life. See, that's the whole thing about me always being ready because I'm not never going to move backwards ever. I am going to move forward because I know they want to be where I'm at. And I'm telling you, you can be there because I'm going to be your brother and tell you that I love you and you can be there too. All you have to do is work hard, give thanks to God and give him all the glory, love your family, and be fucking great. And stop being a fucking hater and stop being jealous and get to this motherfucking blessing. Now, to answer your question, how did I clear Eddie Murphy? He doesn't clear. He got love for the God. He loved what I'm doing. We sent the record and they cleared it. I heard it
Cal,
wasn't going to be.
same with
I heard
staying
it.
alive, right?
No, we talking about he asked for Eddie Murphy.
No, I know, I know. I
There
said
was so many samples that
same.
couldn't get cleared that got cleared because of they know I'm doing God's work. I don't know what to tell y'all guys. I keep telling y'all, this is God did. This ain't, hey, I dropped the album. No, this is God did. Like, I don't know how much more, is there another language that I can say it? Because this don't happen every fucking day. But I will tell you this, though. This the new chapter. The new chapter of more wins, more blessings, more anthems, more greatness, more life, and we're gonna do so much beautiful stuff. This is just the beginning. That's what I'm trying to tell you on God did. This that new energy. This that motherfucking pure. This that no filter, raw, uncut. You see the cover. You hear the music. It's not about just getting the big names. It's about making great songs. It's about what these artists is telling their stories and giving their all. Everybody performing on high level, or should I say God level. This fucking God did, bro. Yo, Rob, I'm sorry, brother. I'm just like, you gotta understand where I'm at with it,
Forgive me.
man.
That's
Like
forgive me.
this shit
Forgive
is
me.
different.
Forgive me. That's my passion talking.
That's my
Yeah,
passion talking.
no, no, forgive,
I'm just an Eddie Murphy fan. I just love that
right.
song, man.
Forgive me.
Eddie
That's
Murphy,
my.
Rick
You know,
James.
thank
That's
you,
it.
ho, because
That's all I want to know.
no,
Yeah.
and you know it's so crazy because that line is so important because forgive us, man. That's just our passion talking. That might be the realest line in there because after he just unloaded 80 bars, the man stopped and said, "Forgive me for my passion talking," because he just hit you with so much shit to your head top that you trying to figure out what the fuck's going on, but they all facts. See, that's the problem about this world. We got to come together. We got to help each other. We got to unify. We can be so much bigger, man. Let me tell you, I was telling a story. I ain't going to name the people that was in that room. I was at a restaurant in New York City, and I was in the private room, right? I ain't going to lie to you. I had a few drinks. I don't drink like that. I'm in the zone. I just dropped my album, and I stood up and I said, yo, they don't want us in the room together. They always trying to make sure that we're not in the room together and show each other love and inspire and helping each other. But let me tell you this. They in the room together. They on vacation together. They golfing together. They doing everything together. But they don't want us on this live feed together. They don't want us in a room together. They don't want us to get money together. They don't want us to help each other. I've been knew that shit. I'm just here to tell you what God told me to tell you. I'm not listen, Rob. I'm sorry, bro. I'm just telling you the truth. I hope you understand when I say they.
Yeah. Nah, I hear you, bro. I'm just an Eddie Murphy fan. That's all, man. I'm a DJ Khaled fan. I'm an Eddie Murphy fan. I'm a Migos fan. You know what I'm
I'm sorry, brother.
saying? Nah, listen, man.
Yo,
Like I
that's
just
my
want to know
perfect.
about
No,
Eddie
That's
but that,
my
Murphy.
cue. That was a perfect segue. Congratulations, Khaled. I'm gonna hop off. Um, blessings to all you beautiful people on the live. Um,
Thanks, Jay.
yeah,
yo, Jay, I love you, brother.
yeah,
Thank you so much for your time. And
love,
thank you for blessing all of us. Blessing all of us with your greatness. We appreciate you.
love, my brothers. Peace.
Peace. Cal, I think and I feel like you really put the exclamation point on it all. I think the love you've been getting and hopefully you've been feeling the love out there because I see everybody talking about this album and this body of work. I see you out in the streets, all these different cities, Miami, New York. No telling where you're gonna be next. Um, what is maybe the best part? Because I know you're working, but as you take this in, right, and you taking the love, what's the best part for you? What's the most rewarding part of this week and this release when you kind of sit back and the room is quiet and you reflect? What's the most rewarding part of this? And we'll end with that.
Man, seeing my family happy, seeing my fans embrace this hard work and they enjoying the music, seeing my team grow and happy to be part of the family, and seeing all the love from the artists and everybody that collaborated from producers down to artists that are genuinely happy for me, but also happy for what they contribute to this album. You know, I'm watching these artists show love and post up. Some artists that don't even post. I'm watching people text me saying they inspired. I'm watching people tell me, you know, these are all artists I'm talking about. Like, yo, let's continue more greatness. Thank you for putting this album out. Thank you for, you know, inspiring me. And I'm like, shit, man, you inspire me. So when I feel all this love, and I tell the young world, man, there's so much love out there, man. Embrace that shit, cause there's more love than hate out there. Embrace that love. You know what I mean? Block out all that other distortion and embrace that love and live it up. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
Yo,
that
Cal. Oh, my bad, Rob. No, I just wanted to tell Cal. Our brother Guru just joined, man.
Yo, Guru,
where we at, go?
the legendary Guru.
My brothers, my brothers.
Yo, Guru, before you even say anything, man, thank you for your time. Thank you for breaking down the shit with Rob and the whole team, like on another level. But thank you for everything you've done, not just on this record, your whole legacy, your whole career
Culture.
is hip hop to its finest. You are part of so many people's careers. You are an important person in the process of making all these incredible catalogs, not just hits, catalogs. And what I love the most about you, Guru, I never told you, is how much you love your brother Jay-Z. That's what I love the most about you. How you've been with him from then to now, from the beginning to now. That's what I love the most.
My
And I
brother.
love all the community work that you're doing. You're doing the school for the kids.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, Cal.
So
I
I wanted,
appreciate you.
besides you being somebody that's a producer, engineer, and a hip hop god, just wanted to show.
My brother.
Speak on it, Goo.
Yeah, I
Nah,
think we lost
you
him.
know what I
Go
mean?
ahead.
It's a lot to take in. The guy was talking, so I was being quiet. I just appreciate Khaled, man. I appreciate his energy. I appreciate how hard he worked. I love seeing people work that hard. I appreciate the fact that not only when his whole verses, but also just on anything he's doing, somehow I always end up on this DJ Khaled album, man. I just wanted to say thank you. This was dope. I wanted to especially just say thank you to Ari because that piece that he did, I know y'all went over it already, but I got to double down on it. Like, it's incredible the piece that he did for people even outside of our culture to see some of the things, what they mean to us. So I just wanted to jump on here and listen, man, and say thank you to Khaled. The album, congrats on, you know what I mean? An incredible album. And I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all.
Nah, that's beautiful.
Thanks, you brother.
Cal, Lenny, we good? I think it's a good place to end, man. I think
I
there's a
think it's
lot.
a perfect place to end.
Yeah, so God did in stores now. Definitely go buy it. You can stream it as well. I think there's gonna be more wins over the next week and more things to celebrate. So it's interesting to watch how this story unfolds. But shout out to everybody for coming through. Shout out to everybody who was on stage, speaking with us, sharing with us. And most importantly, man, the fam that is in the audience. You know what
Shout
I'm
out
saying? We couldn't
to,
be here without y'all.
yeah, shout out to the fans again, fans out there and supporters. We love you. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Like I said earlier, the love is felt. Thank you for all the love out there. I feel it, I see it, and I hear it. Thank you for listening to my album. Thank you for taking time out in your day playing my music. You know what I mean? I see, the other day I seen a fan coming to me like, yo, I've been listening to you from day one to now. That shit touches my heart. That's what keeps me going. That's what keeps me making music. So again, thank you. I appreciate everybody that was on this call talking with us. But also I want to just give my love and gratitude to the fans out there. I love you and I appreciate you. Let's all keep winning. Let's all keep going. God
That,
did.
that's dope. And Jamie, we need this audio.
Oh yeah, we're gonna save this whole thing.
You gonna say
We got the whole thing.
saved it?
We're about to.
God did. They ain't believing us. God did.
We appreciate
Shout out
y'all for
to
joining.
Hove,
Seriously,
man.
Rob,
For
thank
Hove
you.
to come on this call was legendary.
LL, come on, man.
LL to come on
LL,
the
come
call was
on.
legendary. Man, I had
Ari,
two goats on the call.
two of them.
Yeah,
Jesus
man.
Christ.
We all goats. But those are the
Absolutely.
God. Those are the gods.